Hello, my name is Daniel and I'm a father of four. This is not going to be your typical how to travel with kids kind of a video. I'm assuming you already know how to pack their passport and, not forget their pajamas. Today, I want to go more into the nitty-gritty side of things.
Let's get down to the nitty-gritty.
And talk about how the attitude of the parents can change the attitude of the children. If you find that your children are really ratty, maybe a little bit naughty when they're traveling, well, this will be the video for you. I've been there, I've done it, and hopefully what I've learned and the mistakes I've made over the last 10 years could help you. The first thing I want to speak about is, yes, the attitude of us, the parents. And after that, I'm going to go into the three main stages of traveling, which would be before we go traveling, the preparation, while we're in the airport, and while we are on the plane. Let's do it. To travel successfully with kids, we need to check our own attitude as parents. I've found it time and time again that when my attitude is not right, their attitude is not right. Why is this? It's because that as parents, we will be the example for our kids. They will mirror exactly what we do. They don't necessarily model what we say, but rather our actual actions and our characteristics. For example, if you want your children to be kind, you need to be kind. If I'm very argumentative with people, I can't expect my kids not to be very argumentative with me. And this happens with every area of life. If we example something, our kids will mirror that back to us. So it's a really good time of our life where we can allow our own character to be developed and built to create better character in our kids. This is something that I, unfortunately, learned the hard way, and I'll share a bit more about that later in the video. But let's go to the first of the three, which would be preparation. Our kids need to be prepared. If we're going to be traveling, we should be getting them ready weeks, if not months in advance. It's our job as parents to get them excited for traveling. We really can get them looking forward to it, which will make everyone's life a lot easier. I want to give you 4 practical steps to help prepare your kids for traveling. Number 1 is when you first tell them that you'll be traveling. The key here is to make it really exciting. Pull them aside and say, hey, guess what? And they'll be like, oh, what is it, Daddy? What is it? What is it? Make a big deal of it. Say, we're going on an airplane. And then you can just make it the best thing in the world. But be genuinely excited about it. If you don't like flying, maybe let your other half talk to the kids about it. The idea here is that we get them really excited about it. Focus on all the positive aspects of flying. There's all the fun little bits of food that you get. You get to look out the window and see the world from, God's point of view. You can, have little snackies like ice cream, and you can see all the people, and it's so much fun. And really show them that you're excited. Allow them to get excited with you. It's fantastic. In this initial phase, they will probably have questions as well. So be sure to be ready for those and answer them truthfully. If they ask what it's like to be on a plane, tell them. If you don't know, research it. Get your phone out. Look at pictures of how it works, what it looks like when they're going onto the plane. You can even do things like show them pictures of where you're going. Look at this place that we're going to. Look at where it is on the map. Get them excited about traveling and the world as a whole. The second thing is let them plan it with you. Ask them questions. Be a team. Ask them, hey, what do you think would be a good idea to do while we are visiting family in Canada, wherever they are? And listen to their ideas. Take it into consideration. Obviously, kids can have some rather interesting ideas, but let them be part of it. And if you can, if a couple of their ideas are okay, then do it. Let them be part of the planning. Number 3 would be supplies. What we did is we bought travel backpacks. Now, these were very special little backpacks. They were like a little tiger one and a little Peppa Pig one or something like that, little bear one. They were very special. And we would start buying things that are only for traveling. So we would get like a new packet of pencils, colored pencils, a new coloring book. We got them like little bookies to read, little puzzles, not like, jigsaw puzzles with 1,000 pieces, little handheld puzzles that can't fall to bits on the plane. But you give them special things and you show them and you buy them and give them to the kids to put in their bags. They're not allowed to use them before the plane. We also had the bags out for months in advance. And they would just be sitting there where the kids couldn't see them. And every time they walked past, they would get just a little more excited about traveling, about planes, and about playing with their new toys and games in the plane. And the last tip for getting them prepared is to play games with them. This was probably what my kids enjoyed the most. Well, I was everybody, right? I was checking their passports. The kids, they made little paper passports, little paper like boarding tickets, and I would check them and stamp them and compare their faces to the pictures that they drew, which were, of course, very accurate. And they jumped on the plane. Then I proceeded to bring them snacks because I was now the host. So I brought them a slice of cheese on a plate. And then I went back and brought them a single biscuit each. And was very polite in my manner and combed my hair and everything like that. I even brought them some ice cream. We had a great time and they really looked forward to going on the plane, and they have ever since. Now that the preparation is done, let's talk about what to do in the airport. Obviously, as parents, it's our job to keep the kids safe. That goes without saying. The best way that we figured to do this was to actually use baby carriers. These things are amazing if you've never used them before and you've got kids under 3 or 4 years old. They are the best thing ever. I've got 4 kids, and so we would strap the 2 smallest ones onto us, either on the front or on the back. Usually on the front, because then you can put a backpack on the back as well, if it's not too heavy and your kid's not too bulky. And then you can go through the airport. You've got kids strapped on. They can't run away. They can't do anything. The other bigger kids holding hands, sorted. Really easy. The best way to keep your kids nice and close. If you are going to be using baby carriers, I recommend that you, if you don't have them, buy them weeks in advance at least, so that you can try them. It does take a while to kind of get used to that feeling. You need to adjust the straps, the waist strap and the shoulder straps, get them at the right position that's comfortable for your body shape. Also be prepared. Kids are like little hot water bottles. And so if you strap them on and you don't know they're going to be that hot, you shouldn't be wearing like warm clothing. I know for me, I tend to run quite hot. And so if I'm going to wear a kid, I only have a short sleeve t-shirt and that's it. That's all I can handle. Otherwise, I just overheat. On to the third stage, and that would be on the plane. For this section, let me begin by telling you a little story about how I failed at this. I really enjoy traveling. I love going on planes. I love seeing the world. I love meeting new people and seeing new cultures. I really enjoyed the plane itself as well. I thought it was an amazing piece of machinery. I love looking out the windows. It's a real joy for me. So when we had kids, it was taking away part of the trip that I really enjoyed. And I wasn't very happy about it. And I have this baby now, and she would always cry. She didn't like sleeping. It was not very pleasant, actually. And I wasn't very happy about it. I would say that's a little bit immature, actually. And we'd traveled somewhere and we were about to travel back, and the trips had been difficult. And so I said to myself, you know what? It's my fault. I'm the one taking these kids on the plane. It's not their fault that they can't sleep. It's mine. It's not their fault they're uncomfortable. It's mine. It's not their fault for anything. All of it is my fault, and I need to take responsibility for that. So what I decided was I was going to take the trip as an opportunity for me to just pour out as much fatherly love on them as possible in that 10 or 12-hour window of time. And yeah, it was hard. It was a lot of work. And I told countless hours of stories. We played so many weird games. And it was exhausting, to be honest. But it was right. It was the right thing to do. And my kids were so much happier, so much more at peace with traveling, and they really enjoyed it. So here are 3 little practical tips for while you're on the plane. Number 1, just give them your undivided attention. I think there are a total of 0 children in the world that don't want their parents' undivided attention. Kids crave that. They want it more than most things in the world. This is an opportunity for you as a parent to not think about bills or work worries. You don't have any responsibilities at this time. You're on a plane, in a small environment, with your children. Just give them your attention. This could be drawing unicorns in their book. This could be playing little games. It could be telling them stories. It doesn't matter. So long as you are giving your attention to them, their little face will light up and they'll be so happy. The second thing is to watch what they watch. If your kids are old enough and you do screen time, some don't, some do, watch what they're watching. If they like SpongeBob, you could say, hey, I want to watch SpongeBob with you. Let's do it together. And sync up your screens and press play at the same time and just enjoy watching with them. The third way is to ask them one simple question: what do you want to do? Just give them free rein, within reason, of course, but give them free rein as much as you can. Who knows what they'll come up with? As parents, we don't always have to come up with the ideas. Their little brains are going 100 miles an hour all the time. Let them think of it. That just about sums it up for me in this video. I don't think I have all the answers to being a parent. Parenting is a journey, and we're all learning at the same time. If you've got your own ideas, by all means, share it in the comments so we can all learn from each other. But for now, bye-bye.